and Carla, it's Genevieve over at Bergstrom, Lexus in Appleton. I've got your new RX 350 here, and I'm going to make you a couple of videos of the car so you can see the features in it. And if there's something you want me to show you in more detail, just give me a call and let me know, and I can make another video for you. Here we go. So this is it, your 2014 RX 350. So in the front of it, you can see you've got the LED lights, and those are going to stay lit the whole time that you're driving, and then you've got daytime running lights that'll come on during the day. And right here in your lower is the fog lights, also with the chrome accents around it too. So again, this is the Starfire Pearl. And then this car, remember we were talking about before, has the chrome wheels on it. So that's actually what these look like. Just kind of move around here. And then you will see it also has the parking sensors in the bumpers right here. Still your power lift gate. And you can do that a couple different ways. If you've got the key fob on you, you can hit the trunk button on the key fob, just holding it down, and it will power open the back hatch. You can also walk up to the car and put your hand under the handle like you're going to open it yourself, and all you end up doing is pushing a button and then it power opens. So this is in the back of the car. This is just a little net for you to put stuff in so it wouldn't be flying around all over in the back. And then to close it, there's a button right up here, or you can push that button on the key fob again, or there's a button up by the trunk, or excuse me, up by the steering wheel that I'll show you. So then here, moving around on the outside, and then up at the top of the car, I'm just holding my phone up really high because I'm short. Those are roof rack rails, so you can, if you needed to tie anything to the top of the car, you can do that without damaging the roof, or if you want to take them out, they also come out as well. So now I'm just going to hop inside the car and just kind of show you some of the buttons, and then I will make a separate video where I show you a little bit more detail about the nav. So first, quickly, here is your memory seating. Focus in a little bit better here. Your memory seating is going to keep memory for 3 different drivers, and it keeps memory of the seat controls, which are down here, your steering wheel controls, and then your side view mirrors, which are over here. And then when you get all 3 of those things where you want them, then you hold the set button down and push whichever driver you want to be until you hear the beep. I actually don't have the car running. You do need to have the car running. But just while we're over here on the door, these are your side view mirror controls. It has a feature here where if you push this button in, let me start the car quickly. When you push that button, it will pull in your side view mirrors, just like this. And then you can push that button again, and it pushes the side view mirrors back out. There's also a feature on here that says auto on it. So if you push auto, and where it's lit up in green, that will do it automatically. So when you turn the car off and you lock it, the side mirrors will come in, and then when you unlock it, they'll go back out. So that'll do that all the time, so that you can just leave them on. When it does it when you're in the parking lot or when you're in the garage, you have to think about it. You've got another little cup holder over here. And then down here is your trunk release, or the back hatch release button. If you push that button in, that power opens your back hatch. That same button can close the back hatch. This is your gas tank release. Opens and closes your gas tank. And then this button down here that says BSM, that is the blind spot monitor in your side view mirror. Now it is already turned on in this car because it says BSM right there in your instrument panel. And then you can turn that feature off and on by pushing that button. And you also know that it's on because if you look in the side view mirror here, when I turn it on, you get that orange light in the left side of the mirror there. Do you see that? So that is actually also what it looks like when somebody is in your blind spot. It makes that orange light. So when I turn it on, that little orange light comes on quick and then it goes off. You also can see in your instrument panel then that your BSM is still lit up. So that's how that works. I know that that was an important feature, so I just wanted to make sure that I spent a little time on that. Then over here are your headlight controls. So basically if you just leave it in auto, then your daytime running lights will come on during the day, and then your normal headlights will come on at night. And then if you turn it all the way down, it's kind of hard to see here. It says DRL off. That means daytime running lights off. So if you actually did not want your daytime running lights to do that, you would just pull the nozzle or the toggle all the way down to here, and then your lights won't go on at all for your daytime running lights. This would be to turn on your parking lights, and that would be for you to manually turn on your headlights. But otherwise, if you just leave it in auto mode, it will do it by itself. And then this part over here is for your fog lights. Those are the lights I just pointed out on the lower bumper that had the little chrome piece wrapped around it. And if you have those, this is turning them on, that's turning them off. And if you have it turned on and it's in auto mode, they'll only come on when your headlights come on at night. And they do that just because otherwise it's just a little extra light for people to see you. But otherwise, if you don't want them to come on with the auto lights, then you can just turn it off and they won't do anything. And then otherwise, those buttons up there, or that little indicator up there, this is your turn signal. And then that is indicating for your brights. So if you push it forward, it actually turns your brights on. Or you can flash your brights like that. You see the little blue thing that turns on in your instrument panel. So that's the headlights. Then over here on the other toggle is the toggle for your windshield wipers. So this car has auto rain sensing wipers. So how the wipers are labeled out, let's see if I can get it focused a little bit better. Hold on here. There we go. Mist is what's on, it says mist off, auto, low, and high. So if I push the toggle up, it just wipes the windshield one time, just like that, and then it turns back off, which is where it's at right now. And then if I pull it down one more, it wipes the windshield one time. So mist, I'm off right now. I put down one more, it wipes the windshield one time, just to let you know that we just put the car in auto mode. So in auto mode, it's rain sensing wipers. So when any moisture hits the windshield, the wipers just turn off and on automatically based on how fast the water's hitting the car, and they adjust their speed. But if you wanted to adjust the speed, that is what this little toggle here is for. So that's why it says auto here in that little line. So when I'm in auto mode, if I want to make them go faster, I can speed them up a little bit. And if I want to slow them down, then I turn it down. So just as this gets, you know, smaller to bigger, that's kind of how it's indicating if you're going to go faster or slower. And then you can kind of see at the bottom, it still says low and high right here. So that's you manually just pulling the toggle down, manually putting the windshield wipers in low, pulling them down one more time, manually putting them in high. So right now, all the way up and let go is off. And then I'm going to pull it down one more and it's in auto mode. So that is actually should be where it is right now in the car as you guys are driving it. Then on the end of the toggle, get that a little better. There you go. On the end of the toggle is the wiper for your rear windshield. So right now the wiper is off. You can see from the button at the bottom, that little line is lighting up with off. The next one is intermittent, and then the next one is on. Basically, the rear wiper just has two features if you think about it, low and high. So intermittent makes it go really slow, because that's like not even doing it. And then on makes it go like that. And then intermittent, there you go, makes it just slow down a little bit. Or you can just keep the whole thing off. So that's how the rear, so the end of this is for the rear wiper, and then moving this up and down is for the front wiper. And then this is to increase and decrease the wiper speeds. All right. So then on the other part of the steering wheel here, we have the cruise control. This should be the same in both of your Lexuses that you guys have. All you do to turn it on is you push this button over here on the side, that little on-off button right there. So you just push, I'm doing it through my computer, through my camera, push the button, and then when I push the button, in your other cars it actually says the word cruise here on the dash when that's on. In this car you just have this little symbol right there, and that's actually what the cruise control is. Then otherwise it works the same. So it's turned on, so then you just accelerate to the speed you want to go to, push down on the toggle to set. And then with this little minus and plus button here, whenever you're set at a certain speed, every one time you push up on the toggle, it'll increase you 1 mile per hour. And every one time you push down, it'll decrease you 1 mile per hour. And then where it says cancel here at the top with that arrow, if you pull that towards you, that cancels it. You can also cancel it by turning the whole thing off or pushing your foot on the brake. Anything you do will disengage it. And then, so you push it down to set, and then if you did have to brake or something, you can push up to resume. And so say you were set at 60 and then you hit your foot on the brake for some reason to slow down. If you just pushed back up on the toggle, it would take you right back up to 60. So that is how that works there. And then over here on the left side of the steering wheel are your radio controls for your radio and your CD player, and the satellite radio and that kind of stuff. And I'm going to jump into this in a little bit more detail when I do the video for you for the navigation system. But right now I'll just kind of say that this lets you jump from AM to FM to satellite. This will skip up and down to your next programmed radio stations, and this is volume control for your radio. Then over here on this side, this is for setting up your phone for when you have your Bluetooth phone hooked up to the car. And actually I have a separate video about how to do that I'll send you to. And this is picking up your phone and hanging up your phone. And then this is a button for voice commands as well. The button that's here on the steering wheel is for your instrument panel, and that changes this information that is in this little screen right here. So as I push, I'm just going to be pushing up on this little toggle to show you some of the different stuff that's in it. So the eco thing that we talked about that tells you when you're driving the car in a way that gives you the best fuel efficiency. This is just a screen that kind of shows you a little bit more stuff about that as you're driving. You can also, I'm just pushing up on the toggle to do this. You can also have the screen blank with only the outside temperature outside. Cruising range is how many more miles you can go on the tank of gas you've got. Average speed, average miles per gallon, how many miles per gallon you got after refueling. And by the way, we just refueled the car. That's why it's only 9.3. And then current miles per gallon. Now, some of these things you can reset. So let me get onto one of them that you can reset. Like average miles per gallon. So if you wanted to see what your average miles per gallon was on a trip, you can reset this to 0 so that it will start calculating for your trip. And how you reset it is you just get on the screen and then you just hold this enter button in. Back up here so you can see I'm doing both of them, holding that button in, and then you just see the average just switch to 0. There's a couple other things in here that you can reset to. Average speed, 0. Cruising range just counts down how many more miles you can go in the tank of gas. And those are the only things you can reset. So there, I reset all of those things as well. Like I said, we'll hop into the navigation system a little bit more, but right now I will show you that when you put the car in reverse, it is the backup camera. I know we talked about that the other day. Then the other things over here are your button ways to turn the radio on. Over here is ways to do it with the steering wheel. Over here is ways to do it with the actual buttons on the car. Just pushing this button to turn it off and on. Using this to scroll to different radio stations. I'll kind of pop in here. So right now it's in satellite. If I keep hitting radio, it'll jump from satellite to AM to FM. And you can see it jumping there on the top of those tabs. And then when I'm in, let's say I'm in FM, and I want to go to a radio station, I just use this nozzle here to toggle here to dial it in. And then say it's a radio station I want to put in memory. You can see over here that I got that radio station 106. Say I want to put it in one of those little boxes here. That is going to be done by using this mouse here. So as I'm moving my fingers, you're going to see this big square, that blue square moving around. So what I want to do is I want to take 106 and I want to put it in one of these squares. So I'm using the mouse to highlight one of these squares, and then I'm going to hold down that button, and then the radio channel just goes right there. And then, let's see here. Then the black part right here is your climate controls. You've got dual climate control just like you've got in the LS and in the LX. So you can have different temperatures on either side of the car. This is a fan button that increases the speeds, decreases the speeds for your fans. But just like in both of your cars also, you've got the auto mode. And then auto mode, see it pulls up that little temperature gauge at the top of the screen. I can set the temperature to whatever I want in auto mode. And then the fans will just increase and decrease on their own to keep the car at whatever temperature you've picked. Then this is the little toggle for the mouse, and we'll end up talking about that a little bit more in the next video. You've got the traction control that allows you to turn the traction control off. The only reason why you'd ever want to do that is if you were stuck in a ditch and you want your wheels to spin as free as they could to rock you out. The lock button here, we talked about that a little bit too already. That locks the center differential of the car, makes it in four-wheel drive, but only up to 15 miles an hour. These two little buttons right here are your heated and air conditioned seats for both the driver and the passenger side. This is the heated seat part, and so it starts out with 1, and as you scroll up higher, it's more heat. And then in the middle is off, and then if you have it scrolled to the blue side, it's blowing air conditioned air through the holes in the leather. But this side is for the driver side, and this side is for the passenger side. So if you got it turned right to 0, then there's nothing there. Then inside of here is just a storage compartment. You've got auxiliary, USB and auxiliary plugs, and then also a secret little storage compartment. If you can kind of see that down here at the bottom, like a little false floor. And then this little shelf. Back seat, that's your owner's manual. This thing comes down and there's cup holders in it. Your sunroof, this is just a cover that you have manually pull. But then what's up here are your moonroof controls. Just get that in a little bit better. There we go. So open, if I just push open, slides the whole moonroof open by itself. And then guess what close does? If you just push that button, it closes the whole thing by itself. Then the other side, up and down, if I push up, it just tilts like the very tip of it up, so just you could have a little bit of air coming in the car. And if I push down, it just pushes that little part down as well. And then these are the interior lights for the car. And then this is a button that is pushed in. Let's just make sure it's set up that way. Yep, so your door light is pushed in so that when the door opens, this light turns on. And then if you wanted to do that manually while you're inside the car, you can push that button as well too. This little button right here is called Safety Connect. This is Lexus's version of OnStar, and they will send you some information about this if this is something that you want to sign up with. So I'm going to end this part of the video right here, and then I will be back to show you guys the navigation. Bye!